Hello everyone, welcome to Vlogentines Day 2, it's February 2nd, and I've had a in and out day. Day started off awfully. Woke up from nightmares, which is always exhausting. Gotta love dealing with trauma through nightmares. Yay. Anyway, so after that my day's been pretty good. I've spent most of my day just relaxing, talking about yesterday's vlog with my wife, what we did well, what we could do better, looking through comments, which I also spent a lot of last night doing. Thank you for everyone who commented, by the way. I spent a lot of it playing Civ 6, which I've been playing a lot of in the last while since I was finally able to buy it. No, this is not sponsored. I wish Firaxis would sponsor me. That would be awesome. But I'm a new channel, no one sponsors me. But it's just a good game. If you like turn-based strategy, I highly recommend it. Anyway, that's beside the point. Just, that's what I've been doing. Anyway, what I would like to talk about in this video, aside from my day, is something I've been seeing a lot of on Facebook today. And I haven't been on Facebook much lately, so it may have been for the last couple of days as well. But 3 days ago, for those of you familiar with Canadian politics, you may know this already. For those of you unfamiliar with Canadian politics, you may not, but it's okay because that's only an example of the larger point I'm going to address. For those of you who don't already know, the Canadian national anthem's lyrics were changed to be more gender neutral. They used to say, "In all thy sons command," now they say, "In all of us command." The rhythm is the same, the meaning is the same. But some people are just very much of the, "It's gone too far. Is nothing sacred. If they can change our national anthem, they can change anything," which I don't understand why it's a bad thing. There shouldn't be anything held unassailably unchangeable. That creates dogma, and that creates a lot of problems. But that's beside the point. Anyway, so bill finally passed. It was originally introduced in 2016, if I got my fact-checking right on my phone. I was fact-checking just before the video, just before I recorded, that's why it's there. Anyway, so there's a whole ton of outcry that this finally passed, despite the fact that O Canada was written in 1908, so it's over 100 years old, and thus not using the most age-adjusted language to have the song age well. It hasn't really. Lots of songs don't age well, some are reworded, some are remade by new artists, some aren't. National anthems tend to be a bit stickier of a situation when it comes to national pride, and it's not just a song that can be remade. But really, national anthems are supposed to represent the spirit of a country. I am not even in light. Okay, that's better. Now that half of my face isn't in shadow and you can actually see me, it's a lot better. Anyway, where was I? Oh yes, national anthems representing the spirit of the country. Canada prides itself on diversity, inclusiveness, how a land of peace and tolerance where everyone can come and be accepted for who they are. So, if we have some rather outdated lyrics in our national anthem, shouldn't we want to change them? To represent the spirit of our country, to make everyone feel like they belong here, not just our sons. Should only our sons feel loyalty to Canada, or should everyone feel loyalty to Canada? Assuming you subscribe to national loyalty, which is a different issue. But anyway, this just raises a larger problem, or a larger issue. Oh look, it's my cat. See? Told you she'd show up eventually. Everyone, this is Smudge. Hello everyone. I am a terrible beast, but I'm incredibly adorable and friendly, and I love belly rubs. Anyway, that's my cat. I'll let her go. As I was saying, a larger issue of inclusiveness, representation, more inclusiveness than representation, and the general buzzword of political correctness. I hate that word. I've always hated that word because it doesn't convey its meaning. Or it does convey its meaning. It just doesn't convey the meaning that it's meant to. Political correctness is used as a slang term for making things more inclusive, more applicable to everyone, not being biased or against one group or another, or being like discriminatory or anything like that, to use like gender neutral language, or to not make racist jokes around black people because they get offended, shockingly. Like these are examples of political correctness. But really, all political correctness is, and how it's generally practiced, is that you shouldn't do these things because around people who will get offended by it. Not you shouldn't do these things because you shouldn't be an intolerant, bigoted person. It's not teaching acceptance, it's teaching tolerance. As in, oh yes, we will have to censor ourselves around these minority people so that their feelings don't get hurt. And then we can go back to our private men's clubs and talk about how weak women are and how all those non-white people are so much not as good as us white men, as I sip brandy from my glass. Or whatever privilege, well, I'm a privileged white man. Whatever rich privileged white men do. I've never been rich, but I do have a lot of privilege. I am aware of that. It's one of the reasons I try so hard to fight that. I have to use my superpowers for good. I try to, at least. I don't always succeed. But anyway, so that's the issue with political correctness, and that it doesn't actually teach tolerance. Oh no, it does. It doesn't actually teach acceptance. It just teaches tolerance. It says these are the things that are not able to be said in polite conversation. Not these are things that a good person shouldn't want to say. Like, I shouldn't want to be saying racist jokes to anyone, my black friends or my white friends, because in our modern society, being racist is not something that we accept as okay behavior. In general, as a society, we don't accept it. As individuals, a lot of us do. But anyway, I could go on all day about racism and stuff, but I won't, at least not in this video. So, the issue, going back to inclusiveness. Everyone hates change. If it's something that they like, and they don't want to see changed, if it does change, they don't like it. It's natural. It's not necessarily good, but it's natural. Something like changing the national anthem to better reflect a more inclusive vision of who belongs in Canada. Not just men, but everyone. Is a good thing. It reflects the spirit of Canada. Why do people see it as a bad thing that, to not offend people? It's like people see privilege as a zero-sum game, which I'm using hypothetical questions. I know a lot of people do think this. I don't understand why. But a lot of people, other than that's what they were taught. I understand a lot of people do think this way, but I'm just trying to explain in a way that shows how it doesn't actually make any sense. As a white man, if rules change to be more inclusive of, hiring practices, for example, I'm not going to get into affirmative action as a thing. I'm using it as an example. I don't know enough of it to actually make a cohesive argument about the advantages and disadvantages. In general, it's a good thing. It has problems, but so does everything. Anyway, if there's a policy that's put in place to make it so that black people, for example, are more able to access certain jobs that they want to get, but are traditionally white men jobs, or white people jobs, or whatever. Their increase in ability to get that job doesn't decrease my rights. All it does is levels the playing field. I enjoy, I don't enjoy. I appreciate, that's not really the right word either. I acknowledge that my privilege gives me a whole lot of benefits over other people. That doesn't make me a bad person that I have privilege. As long as I use it right. If this is the baseline, I'm up here as privileged. If you do something affirmative action based, a cat will jump on your lap. apparently, if you do something to raise inclusiveness, to lower the amount of restrictions privilege causes, my rights don't go down. Other people's go up. They are closer to me, but my status has not changed. All it does, any sort of inclusiveness things, the only times that it can superficially look like privileged groups lose rights is when they lose their right to treat other people as inferior to them. Which, if you really think about it, do we want to be that? Is that the kind of people that we want to be? We, as a 21st century society, it's 2018, we should aspire to be inclusive, to not hold people back because of race, gender, or sexual orientation, of religion, anything like that. Those things make up who people are, but at the core, we're all people. And while the law doesn't treat us that way and creates privilege and all sorts of problems, in an ideal world, something that we should be working towards, we should work towards a future where everyone has equal opportunity for whatever they choose to do. I'm not saying that sort of race blindness thing of that, oh, I don't see color of skin, I just see people, because that is rife with its own problems. I mean that these things that make up who we are, that are important parts of our identity for a lot of people, should not hold us back. The social systems should aspire to include everyone. Why wouldn't they? Anyway, I could ramble on about this for ages, but I'm guessing that most of you aren't as passionate about it as I am. Anyway, I'm just leaving you with that and saying a happy February 2nd to you. For all of those of you, on a lighter note, all of those of you who watch the Bill Murray Groundhog Day movie every year like my family does, I applaud you. Annual movies are good traditions. My wife isn't a huge fan of that movie, so we're not watching it this year. But I've seen it enough times in my life that I pretty much know it by heart anyway, so I can just play it in my head if I so choose. I probably won't, but I could. Anyway, thank you all for tuning in. If you like my video, like the like button. If you want to see more of my videos, hit the subscribe button and you'll be able to see my next videos. Apparently there's a thing called a little bell icon that allows you to get notifications about my videos, but I don't actually know how it works. So if you're a regular YouTuber and you understand how that little bell icon works, feel free to use it. You'll get notifications of my videos, apparently. Anyway, once again, if you have ideas of what you'd like me to talk about, feel free to leave it in the comments. If you have ideas of what you don't want me to talk about. If you don't want me to talk about privilege and politics and stuff like that, you can leave it in the comments. If you don't tell me not to do that, I will probably talk about politics a decent amount. I'll try and minimize the amount I do because I can just get way off topic. But it's an important thing to be aware of. But this is a vlog channel. It's mostly just about my life. Politics are part of my life, and I'll talk about them as they affect my life. I won't I'll try not to go on huge rants about it, but it will happen sometimes probably on things that are important. But anyway, thank you all for tuning in. I will see you all tomorrow, hopefully. Next time, whenever that happens to be. Anyway, bye.